Troubled Spirit. This is Space 1999 season 1. Really good episode. It's very weird, so we're going to talk about it, of course, using my space system. I'm going to give the storyline a 1.5. So there's Mateo, who is he's a crew member, he's a scientist. He's got his girlfriend there and his kind of superior there, and they're doing this experiment where he's trying to somehow boost the mental capacity of people in order to somehow communicate with plants. It's kind of interesting, kind of weird, but there's something goes wrong, and this future spirit of himself. So he's going to die, and then the future spirit of himself is now coming to haunt him and kind of taking out his frustration. So if he gets angry at his supervisor, the future spirit of himself is all busted up and torn and looks like Two-Face, all ripped apart. Attacks the guy and kills him. You're like, okay. Pretty neat and kind of weird. I was going to give this a 1, but once they determined that it was like the future spirit of himself, I thought, that's really cool. So kind of a weird story, but it kind of worked for me. It was really neat. I don't think I've ever seen that story in anything. I know a lot of the stuff in Space 1999, you've seen it in other sci-fi programs, or you've seen it in like a Star Trek or something, but this seemed pretty cool. I thought this was really good. I'm going to give the pacing a 1.5. It's not as nail biting as some of the other ones because you're just waiting for that spirit to appear. Because we already know what it is, and I think once you know what it is, the mystery is kind of gone. You're just waiting. I mean, you don't know exactly what it is, but it's manifesting from him, right? But it does kill the girl, which is crazy, and it kills the supervisor, which is crazy too. So I thought, whoa, that was pretty insane. Yeah. So the artistry, I'm going to give it a 1.5. This one's mostly just on the moon base. There's not really battles or anything like that. No ship battles, but the makeup on Mateo when he's that evil spirit is wicked. It's very gross. Like it actually looks pretty bad. Like you're like, ooh, I kind of feel bad for this guy. He got nailed pretty good. So that was really good. Yeah, I don't know. The music, I want to point out the music. Now, normally, I'll just say the music was pretty good, whatever. The music was very weird. It gave me I don't want to say it's Giallo style vibes. If you don't know what Giallo is, those are sort of Italian kind of mystery suspense slasher movies. It's like they mix suspense mystery with slasher horror. So it's Giallo, Giallo. I love those movies. That entire shelf is just Giallo right there. But it gave me kind of like weird vibes like that. A lot of times like Goblin and some of these guys do the soundtracks, and they got a little bit of a synthiness quality to it. It sounded weird. I kind of liked it. I thought it was neat. Music really stood out for me in this one. Characters, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 2. I really liked all the characters here. I especially like the way that Mateo was trying to kind of control this thing sort of, but then just losing control. I like the girl who's just trying to be a good person to him. Obviously Koenig and his group are great. I like Victor. He's my favorite character. I like the pondering, well, is this a spirit? Well, no, it's not. It is kind of, but not really. What is going on? They really try to think things through. And I just like the performances. I thought it was really good in this one. And I'm going to give the enjoyment factor a 1.5. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was really good. It's not crazy awesome. Your life has changed. So I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 and as the final score. It's a very good, solid story, good acting, all that stuff. It's not the top. It's not the top tier because the top tier ones have to have that something a little bit special. But this one was really good as sort of mid-card episode for season 1. Really good. So again, I am comparing this to other space episodes. I'm not comparing this to Doctor Who or something, right? I love Space 1999, so I'm not comparing it to something I don't like, which, like a Disney Star Wars production or something where it's just terrible. In that case, this would be a 10. I'm comparing it to itself. So this is like a mid-tier season 1 episode, but very damn good. Maybe higher, mid to higher tier episode. Anyway, check out the classic TV playlist. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.